We've already had one big summer movie, and I loved it. Today, I'm giving you my top 10 remaining movies of the summer. Let's do it. What's up, Flick fans? Welcome back to the channel. I thought this would be a good opportunity to look ahead at what is to come and all of the beauty that lies before us. Some movies I'm pumped about, some movies I'm really nervous about. If you guys are here and you want to support this video and you want to drop a like, that would be swell. Before I get into my top 10 list, I want to talk about some films that I'm nervous about. A little too nervous to put them on my list. Those movies are Fast X, The Little Mermaid, The Meg 2, and Haunted Mansion. All four movies that I think could be good, but then the other side of me is like, well,
I mean, it's all right. Like,
also some movies that almost made my list. I considered them, that being Blue Beetle, Transformers Rise of the Beasts, and this one was tough to leave off, but it is coming to Netflix, so won't be getting to see it on the big screen, so I made it an honorable mention. That's Extraction 2. That big one take that they're teasing, that gets me excited.
say what?
Coming in at number 10, it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This trailer looked really good, and I'm talking the visuals. It's one of those trailers that you get, kind of like when we got that Spider-Verse trailer, we said, oh, okay, this looks different. This doesn't look like the same old thing we have been getting. And, you know, lately we've been getting movies in this very distinct style. This one being just a bit different than something like a Puss in Boots 2 or Across the Spider-Verse. But I thought it looked gorgeous. And then you have the voice cast, which is stacked. Rose Byrne, Giancarlo Esposito, Paul Rudd, Seth Rogen, Jackie Chan, John Cena, Maya Rudolph, Ice Cube.
I can't imagine a more beautiful thing.
Obviously, you have the complaints about the voices of the turtles. Well, they sound a little too young for kind of what they're going for what the age range should be. That doesn't bother me as much because I'm open to something a little different from this franchise, to be honest with you. It's been so stale lately. There hasn't been a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie that's really remotely worked for me. They've been fine, but this is the first trailer I've seen from this franchise that's had me like, okay, this could be special. Let's hope it is. Next up, it's Disney and Pixar's Elemental. Now, you hear the premise, you see the trailer, you're like, I immediately know what this is. I immediately know what they're going for, and it doesn't fully feel like it has that Pixar magic just yet, but I trust Pixar so much, and I think the animation's really good, so I'm going to be hesitantly excited because I know what the studio can do. You have Imburn Wade, a city where fire, water, land, and air residents live together. A little Avatar going on there. And then you have a great cast. Leah Lewis plays Imber. Mamadou Athie, who I believe is a really talented actor, plays Wade. And I just really like the idea that there could be a lot of emotion behind this. Two beings that are made of different elements that, you know, it feels like they shouldn't necessarily be together, different circumstances coming together, and I think that's a beautiful story. Again, there is a conventional nature to the story that they're telling. Can they break out of that mold? If any studio is going to break out of the mold that we're used to, it's Pixar. I trust them. I really do. So let's hope they're able to do that. A little bit lower down on my list than I wanted, but I think it could be great. Everybody on Twitter and TikTok's doing the Wes Anderson Star Wars trend right now. I just want to see a Wes Anderson movie. I want to see Wes Anderson make a Wes Anderson movie, not all these kids. I sound like a curmudgeon-y old man.
You kids!
Well, we'll show you, old man!
Jason Schwartzman, Scarlett Johansson, Tom Hanks, Jeffrey Wright, Tilda Swinton, Bryan Cranston, Edward Norton, Adrian Brody. Oh my God. And I could keep going because the cast is unbelievable. It may be the best cast that Wes Anderson has ever assembled, and the idea of surrounding where this asteroid just hit, some very weird things happening, and these world-changing events are happening right next to this group of very individualistic people. I am excited for this film. It's not your typical standard summer blockbuster. It's much more artistic. That's what Wes Anderson does, and his style's not for everyone, but because of the cast, because of the look of that trailer and the concept, I think this could be great. Maybe not the most blockbustery movie we've ever seen, but it's going to look beautiful on the big screen. That's for sure. Come on, Barbie. Let's go party. I have Barbie a little lower down on my list than a lot of people will want because the Barbie stans are real and they're passionate. I respect that. I trust Greta Gerwig. I trust Margot Robbie. And I think Ryan Gosling looks incredible in that trailer. My big hesitation with this movie is I hope the movie doesn't take itself more seriously than the trailer implies. The trailer tells us it's going to be this very self-aware and satirical take on Barbie, but it's also going to have emotion and heart, most importantly, humor. If that's the case, and Barbie can do that, this could end up being one of the best movies of the summer, and I acknowledge that. My, enthusiasm for it has gotten higher the more marketing we have gotten, and now it's at the point to where it is slowly working its way up my list. I still think these other movies have me more like, yeah, I can't wait to see them. But I feel like Barbie could be one of those surprises that we're going to be talking about for many summers to come. So I hope it's great. Margot Robbie, she's perfect as Barbie. She's perfect as most things.
You're really weird.
Come on, y'all knew I had to throw an A24 movie on this list. Austin, you're supposed to be talking about Blockbusters. No. Boo! Celine Song directs a film about two childhood friends who were ripped apart. 20 years later, they're reunited for one fateful week as they confront notions of love and destiny. All right, it's a pretty standard premise, but you watch this trailer and the beauty of the visuals and what we could get from these characters. It looks like a movie that's going to thrive via an amazing script. I hope that's the case. It's a bunch of cliche words that you guys have heard me spout 1,000 times about A24. I trust them to deliver a beautiful movie and past lives. Go watch the trailer. Looks like it could be that film. That was bad.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. The last Indiana Jones, we don't talk about it for numerous reasons, but this time you have James Mangold, who just hasn't missed. What's the meme? He doesn't miss?
In the heat of battle, he don't miss.
No.
In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.
The guy's just constantly bringing amazing films. Ford v Ferrari, Logan. I could go back and list every movie he's ever done. The only one that is questionable for me is like Night and Day, but even that, I think it's one of the better movies of that style, of that genre. So James Mangold is that guy, and I believe he can bring so much to a movie about a hero that's clearly past his prime but goes on another adventure. I think the CGI makes me a little nervous from the trailer, and I hope some of the special effects are really good, but if this movie is as special as, say, Logan was for Wolverine, and you could bring that same element to Indiana Jones, we could be going out on the highest of highs, and I think that's great. Talk about a movie that's making me nervous. How about The Flash? This movie terrifies me for numerous reasons. One, I don't care for Ezra Miller. I don't care to go watch Ezra Miller in this film, and it sucks that I have to separate those two things, but because so many people worked on this movie, and I want to support like Michael Keaton back as Batman, Ben Affleck, maybe his last time as Batman, and so many amazing people at play. I like our director here. I like the idea of what this movie is doing, and Flashpoint is an awesome story from the comic books, so all of those things have me fired up. They have me really excited, and I believe this movie could thrive if those elements come together. Again, you see the trailers, the visuals, they're very distinct, very different, but if they work better in context of the film and on the big screen in its entirety, then we could be in for a very special DC movie, one with heart, one with promise all the way through, and one that hopefully sets us up for a new universe. All of those things get me fired up, and because of that, I am still looking forward to The Flash. Let's see if the movie can pull it off. What is a summer list without Christopher Nolan? I saw the rumors that they were pushing this movie back, and I'm like, no, they're not. You think Christopher Nolan is going to want to move out of that July spot? Also, it comes out right around my birthday, man. You can't do this to me.
You know how much I sacrifice?
Please be good. Please, so many people gave Tenet a hard time, and I enjoyed Tenet for what it was, for sure. Yeah, it's a little ambitious, a little too ambitious, maybe even for Christopher Nolan, the story that it was going for, but I never found it to be confusing. It's not going to be hard to make Oppenheimer not confusing. I hate the way I phrase that. It's a simple story. It's a true story. Unless Nolan's going for an alternate universe type thing here, I don't see why this can't knock it out of the park. I don't see why this can't be a massive Oscar contender when Oscar season rolls around. Just give us something compelling. A character-driven story featuring Cillian Murphy, one of the best actors in the business, and a supporting cast, Matt Damon, Robert Downey Jr., Josh Peck.
I ain't calling you a truther.
Your mission, if you choose to accept it.
Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. I am going to have a Mission Impossible movie on this list, whether you like it or not, whether one even comes out this year or not. Next year, if one doesn't come out, still going to have one on the list because I am in love with this franchise. It's gotten better with every movie. Take some notes, Fast and Furious. Admittedly, that franchise was kind of on the verge of that, and then it just kind of fell off after a while. Mission Impossible has not fallen off, not even remotely fallen off. Actually, the best movie in the franchise is the most recent movie in the franchise, so if we keep up that trend, we could be in for something special. The addition of Haley Atwell, the actors that we already know and love, being Rames, Simon Pegg, Tom Cruise. This movie is going to be amazing. It's just how amazing. I hope one of the best of the summer. And finally, I don't need to spend a lot of time on this because you know how excited I am for it. You know how much I love the first movie. You understand how amazing the visuals are for Into the Spider-Verse, and then Across the Spider-Verse looks like it could be even more visually spectacular, going into drastically different universes than we've ever seen. We just got word that there's going to be a Lego universe in this, amongst the other 20 that we're going to get, and all of the characters. Yes, it's a big Easter egg hunt. It's a lot of nostalgia. Is Tom Holland or Andrew Garfield going to be in this? Probably. But you know what? The most important thing here, and the reason why the first movie was so great, the care put into Miles Morales and his story, the impact of that character, and the fact that I know, even with all of these other characters, he is going to be the focus. And that's amazing. The fact that I already know that, that's amazing. I am really looking forward to Across the Spider-Verse. If it is as good, or even remotely as good as the first one, it has a chance to be the best movie this summer. And I have faith that it will be. And that's my list. I probably talked longer than I wanted to, but you know what? There's a lot of good stuff coming this summer. There's a lot of good stuff to talk about, and I can't wait to bring you another very special list this week. So if you're not subscribed, do that. Hit that notification bell, and of course, drop that like down below. What's your list? Top 5 movies of the summer. Leave those comments down below. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you soon.